Okay guys, this is part two of my video, which is about what I call turning the corner. And the situation here, this is my favorite map. And we've got a whole bunch of people at the base. We've got a Tiger P, a T-20, Panther, KV-13, and I would prefer that they move over into a more compact formation and form like a shield, and then I'll drive the way I drive in front of them, and they will be shooting from a distance instead of being in static warfare at the base, which forces me to come out on flat ground, which is the thing I hate the most. If I can get up there, though, I have reverse slopes that I can work with, right? But this is running the gauntlet here, and I'm not happy about it. But on the other hand, turning the corner up ahead here historically has been really awesome. I've won a lot of games doing it. It's an extreme amount of fun, and you can really put on your dancing shoes in terms of driving your tank. Reverse slopes enable that, and you can get closer to people if you have a reverse slope to work with, right? So I'm going to hit the space bar here. I've been going back and forth here to try to figure out, what I'm facing, and it's not good, TDs, tier 7 TDs, three of them. Well, the Hellcat's running away. That's good from my point of view. And I didn't platoon. Oh, I did send a platoon invite to the tier 7 Artie, but he didn't accept it. Okay, well that's nice. We got rid of a tier 6. And there's quite a prominent WGNL player over there, Tread Greaser. He did his best. But I'm driving the whole time, right, on these open maps. So I've made it here, and I'm real happy. Now the next thing we need people to turn the corner with me, and as a miraculous thing has happened, the Panther and the KV-13 are doing it. Awesome. So this is what I want, and this sets up, in the first half of this video, the concept is a crossfire, enfilade fire, right? Once you get set up here, the enemy is caught between two fires. I don't like the fact that they occupy the central position, but it's unlikely that they will charge one flank, right? I mean, I did a video about that. This is what Napoleon. If Napoleon was over there, we'd lose because we're so spread out, right? He'd throw his whole team against one side, and in all likelihood win. But so this is that's not much of a reverse slope, but it's enough. And there's a wrinkle here in terms of tactics that's quite nice, and I'll show you that in a minute. Actually, I'll just speed this up here. Now the T-37 out there, he's not driving around. He is bush sitting, as not gonna. There, he just hit me. For sure, that was him. And there might be something wrong with his camo. Earlier, I spotted him. Actually, I should point this out. There's where he was last seen. Let's see. Yeah, earlier in the fight, he was sitting in a bush there. He got driven out by my spotting, and then he came back. And he might have been showing his part of the rear part of his tank, because I was here and I saw him and he got hit again. So I didn't show that. I mean, I don't want the video to be too long. And that's not the concept I was trying to illustrate. So he just hit me again and got a bounce, which is nice. So there's the Artie doing the right thing, right? Attacking the most important target, target selection. Number one thing for Artie players. Hitting the most tactically significant vehicle. And there's the T-37 again, right? Is he sitting in a bush? Does he have a net, binoculars? I don't know. So he has to move again, right? And no doubt he's frustrated, but this is the tactical wrinkle I was talking about, is that you approach here, right, and back off, which I did a couple times, but then you have another reverse slope, a gigantic one, and you can build up full speed, peak, and then duck down, right? And I've had a lot of spotting damage right in this grid square over and over again. I mean, I didn't get a huge amount in this fight, but it was a significant factor in the victory. And we turned the corner, right? So they're now being shot at from here and also here. And the STRV is getting in his licks too, and the steer. So it's totally awesome. And it's because I'm driving, right? Not playing static warfare. There's a whole bunch. I'll admit there's a ton of maps where you cannot do this kind of thing and have this kind of fun. But this is the way I prefer to play. And this is my old buddy here, Hapax Leguminon. The previous one was Telemachus. So bless the KV-13 and the Panther and the Tiger P for leaving the base. On numerous occasions, they don't leave. We don't turn the corner. Somebody comes over. I've been killed here, a few times, I'll admit. The best player on their team comes over and gets rid of me, right, because I didn't get support. And if I was platooned, maybe I would have had some help. But sometimes you go and they don't follow you, and it's a big mistake because it's very difficult to get away. I've got many probably numerous videos where I actually did escape both ways, right? No support, I had to leave, but often you just get killed. So you have to make that judgment call. And for this team, I guess I can play the rest of this here. It was essentially game over once we did that, right? And that was for people who say, oh, why don't you ever shoot your gun? Well, I do it when I can, right? But most of the time, you see the T-37 there, fighting a valiant rearguard action. But he's probably frustrated by the mistakes on his side, and they could have definitely had a better deployment, right? Same thing on the other side, the shield. In tank companies, we would form a shield here, and on here, and compact formation, 6 grid squares wide, right? No wider, sometimes even smaller than that. And when you don't do that, your chances of victory are greatly decreased. So it's game over, and I hope you enjoyed the video.